Very good morning to all the audience who are listening, watching my video. The topic is about scouting next generation of football talent earlier using machine learning, or we are doing a prediction those currently available youth players, or the players that are between the age of 18 to 21, what they are going to be in the next 3 to 5 years, whether they are going to become a future football stars or just an average player. So this study was a co-joint study between myself, Suresh, Analaki Narayasamy, and also Encik Zainal bin Abdul Rahman, as well as Mr. Iqmal Isham bin Muhammad Faris. So the main objective, without wasting any more time, I straight away go into the topic, into the objective of the study. Is the first one is to modernizing the scouting and recruitment process using historical data of current stars' ability to predict future talent in the game. That means we are mapping the current football stars' ability. Example, when they are currently maybe within the age of 25 to 23 to 25, so they already become pro or become stars now. So what we are going to do, we are using machine learnings, or we are using their big data, the data that are available. What is their ability when they are 5 years ago or 3 years ago? So we use that particular data and to mapping with those youth players now, whether they are going to become future football stars or not. Second one is, of course, to help football clubs, small football clubs, to buy future players at young age for a smaller fraction of money. Nowadays, with the inflations rate in a football world, the price of players are massively big. Usually, maybe in the players who are in the years of 95 or 96, maybe around their price is about 7.5 million. Now, those players in 1995, 96, their price transfer rate is 7.5 million. Now it's already reached about 190 to 200 million. That is the inflation rate in football, plus with the tax that implemented by certain governments. So with that price range, we smaller clubs, mid-table clubs, or clubs that are in a survival rate, they can't play, they can't buy good players. So good players end up at bigger clubs. There will be a huge gap between the clubs in the same league. So to avoid that, we are doing machine learning predictions. And the third one is to cut our spending in players transfer and reduce the inflation growth rate on transfer market. I already explained on that. And then we move on to the next database for our study. We use a database from Kaggle data set, where we have two datas. The first one is to obtain 6 years football data from 2017 until 22. And the second one is FIFA's database of players in 2023. And for the information, each data set have a total of 18,540 players with an attribute of 94. Attribute means the skills or the characteristics that we are going to look into the players. Of course, we are not going to tackle all the 89 attributes, but we have some filters according to the research, literature reviews that we done previously, as well as some of the findings from our visual data data exploration that we did using our Power BI tools. These are the example data sets that have about, so before we do the data cleaning process, there will be some missing data of the players. Some players don't have the ID. the names, age are missing. So we have to remove all those data in the cleaning process. This is just a example of how the data looks like of the 80,540 players data. And this is a process that involves cleaning process, data cleaning. You can see here on your left hand side, you can say left hand side of your screen. So these are each are one step. So we have to do we have to spend a lot of time in data cleaning. For sure, those who are involved in big data, they understand how much time we have to spend in data cleaning process. Sometimes it take weeks, months to do a perfect data cleaning. And this is an example of certain players' country names are missing. So what we did, we do a cross-check in Google, and we find out those players' countries. If we manage to find out those players' countries and their current club, so we change that. Otherwise, we have to remove those players. And this is the data modeling or mapping of each data. We map each players, follow their name as well as their ID. So if you realize in the previous table, they have the ID. That means FIFA already set each player will have a certain ID. So whatever the age goes, maybe in the data set 2017 or data set 22, so the player's ID will remain same for the same player. If in 2002, if we have a new set of players, of course, we can't have those IDs in 2021 or 29 or 80 or the previous years. After we did our data modeling, we merge some of the players' abilities with the years. Of course, when we are doing the mapping, we only have, although we did mappings, the tables are remain different, not intact. So what we did actually, we merged the model of 2022 until 2019. These are the steps that we have shared here. And we did, in order to do the prediction process, the first step we did was in current year, that is in 2022. Yes, in 2022, we choose those players whose ability are more than 80. We rate them as superstars, and we go backward. Those who are aged between 23 and 25, we just filter those players within the age of 23 to 25, as well as whose ability is more than 80. We create another attribute and we rate them as 1. Those players whose abilities are less than that, just make it a 0. And then we go backward, 5 years backward, so that the players who are now aged between 23 to 25, they will have a set, the age will be with the range of 18 to 20. That means they are still youth players, young players. So we do mapping on that. So we will have a set of those stars, current stars, but their ability in 2017 and 2018 when they are young. So we map with them. So we take those players who are between the age of, I'm talking about FIFA 2017. We were talking about FIFA 2017. We filter out players who are between the age of 18 until 20. And then we map with the players that we already make them a star in 22. So we mapping the ID and also the name. Those players in FIFA 2017, those players, those IDs that are not matched will be rated at 0. That means in 2017, we will have a set of youth players. When we are doing mapping with 22, those have a similar ID consider as that players become stars, future stars. So we rate them as 1. Those who they doesn't have any idea, that means the players have stumbled somewhere, or the club doesn't focus to develop the youth players. The players, their ability is not developed fully. So next, once we cleanse our data or clear our data and we did our mappings, so we did some of the data exploration using Power BI tools. So you all know that Power BI tools are great visualization tools. So based from that Power BI outcome, we have come out that there are certain abilities that contribute much for a player to become a professional football player or a future star. For here, example, the player strength, the player standing tackling, heading accuracy, and we have reaction, aggression, balance, interpretation, and also vision. So out of that 89 attributes, we filter out, we managed to filter out, make it about here we have about 10 attributes. But when we're doing other further visualization, exploration, we find out that there are only about 5 to 6 attributes that are really contribute for a player to become a future star. In this data, the insight data shows that most of the talent to develop to become future football stars are from southern part of South America, Africa, as well as a pool of European countries. And especially here, if you can see here, the map here got green, blue, and red shows that players coming from Netherlands up to France, Germany, and Italy, some part of Italy, they are really become a superstars. As well as some African countries here, Senegal, Cameroon, really excellent in becoming stars. Of course, people, you all will question me that a lot of stars are coming from Argentina and Brazil. So in this data, those young players, I'm talking about those young players that are from Brazil and Argentina, when they are within the age of 17 and 18, they already transferred to Europe. Yes, that's why we don't have a pool of different color zones here in South America, because those players already attached with European clubs. So their data is already at European club pools. And here is an average of jumping ability, strength, and average reaction by clubs. So we can see here there are certain clubs focusing on jumping ability and strength of a player, especially like Milan, Inter Milan, and AC Milan, Bayer Leverkusen, Manchester, and Benfica. These clubs are focusing on players jumping and strength of the players. So we can see it, we can assume that these jumping ability and strength actually are towards defenders. So clubs that are producing good defenders, we Manchester, I mean, of course, Italian clubs, Germany, England, and also Portugal. So you can't find any clubs from Belgium or Netherlands or Scandinavian countries here. While even the data exploration just shows that there are certain clubs who are producing players according to positions. For example, here PSG producing a lot of stars who are playing in the left-hand side, while Atletico Madrid are focusing on right-hand side of stars. That means their youth program focusing on players to develop in their right-hand side. So a lot of informations when you can gather by using Power BI. Here is another data exploration. And, actually, I want to touch on this. These are the abilities that players need: the average acceleration, composure, dribbling, finishing, jumping, strength, shoot power, and also sprinting. These are the abilities that certain, the stars, the future stars that we have. These are the current future stars, and these are the players' abilities. So we can see here, most of the players have a good finishing rate as well as sprinting ability. Of course, here they are focusing on strikers and other data explanations. Of course, here. This shows this data, the graph here is a spider web, look like a spider web. What we can understand from this spider web is PSG really do a lot of groundwork to develop their youth players to become a star. Almost like aggression, all the attributes that we choose here as aggression, heading accuracy, jumping ability, standing tackle, and so sliding tackle is going towards PSG. It's going to PSG. That means PSG really look into their academics. It's aligned with their program that they come out in year 2000, where they start to develop their youth academics program outside France. Countries like Canada, countries like Portugal, Denmark, and most of the African nations, PSG already established their academic there. Even Vietnam. So you can see here, even a lot of talents are coming from Vietnam. Vietnam in FIFA ranking, they already above 100. They are, if not mistaken, about 84 now. And move after data exploration, of course, we will talk about the data analytics of the prediction model. So for your information, whatever data we have, in order to do the prediction, we have to do data modeling. We have a range of data models here. A standard comparison of the data models shows that there are certain models that recommended by in literature reviews. And here is a comparison of models with the data set that we already cleaned. Use a RapidMiner tool to do the prediction, and compare with those five models. It shows that decision tree is the best model to do a scouting prediction. So we stick with that. Of course, when we do a literature review with other journals, it will shows or touch on decision tree model. So these are the steps. Of course, when I explain this, you're not going to understand that. These are the process and sub-process involved in developing a decision tree model. And the steps, we change the data type, because some of the models, they doesn't support a certain data type. So we have to change all the data to numerical form and then come back to real and also polynomial. So again, determining influences, which this one is which attribute we have to set which attribute have the higher correlation. From outside, this is the model, how it's look like. So in decision tree, we have to divide. We have to divide our model into two. That is testing model and also the training model. So out of the data about 18,000 players, one after we filter remaining about 3,000 pool of players, then we run the data in our decision tree model, and it shows that it have a 91.81% accuracy level. That means we can we arrange or we get a list of future players who are or young players whose age is between 18 to 21. We have the data, but we didn't rate them. We come and play. We play we run the data in our model. It can show 91% accuracy level. So based from literature reviews, literature it shows that if the data can have an accuracy of 80 to 85 is considered good enough. But our data set is 91.81%. Of course, I need to spend a lot of time to do cleanings if I want to increase the average rate, because the auto model shows accuracy level about 96%. So it's an outcome of the decision tree model. And again, this is how it's looked like, the result of when we run our prediction model in RapidMiner, correlation matrix. So which correlations have a higher correlation for a football player to become a star. So you can see here positioning does not contribute anything. Even the goalkeeping here, they only contribute for goalkeepers. So about 0.963. So managed to find out that a player's strength have the highest correlation matrix or highest influences for a player to become a future football star. Okay, and as a conclusion, our decision tree model can predict accuracy level up to 91%. So I can summarize that some of the out of that 89 attributes or skills or characteristics, the strength, jumping, reaction time, sliding tackle, interception are the top 5 attributes that are most needed in a player to become or to transform a future football star. So those academics can focus on these attributes to develop these attributes for the pool of players or trainees that they have, to develop these abilities so that they can become a future football stars. Of course, football clubs can focus on these attributes to decide whether a youth player can become a future star or not, as well as even football academics can focus on to develop these attributes. All right, I think we're already at the end of my slide. So that's all with my presentations. To predict future football stars, yes, we can use our RapidMiner machine learning to do future prediction, with the accuracy level of 91.81%. Thank you.